FM studios in Ontario, California, it's Foobar Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh.
I'm the Foo.
And we got Josie on the mix.
Hey!
Welcome to Foobar Sports, episode 26?
Yep.
26. You can find our episodes on FoobarShow.com or any podcast app. And join us as we record on our Facebook group, Foobar Sports. Well, guys, let's get after it.
Let's start dissecting that NBA final game.
Oh, my God. That game was so fucking close.
Well, if you listen to the previous podcast that we made...
It was a pretty much impromptu Foobar Sports.
We were pretty much watching the game as we were doing the show.
Yeah. And like we said, no sound. Very weird watching a bunch of guys jump up and flail with absolutely no sound playing. But goddamn, they kept that game down to the wire. Mm-hmm. Like... you know what, dude? I laughed because Draymond busted a Chris Webber.
And actually, I wanted to actually point something out, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're alluding to it's the final seconds of the game, and they're out of timeouts. The ball gets deflected into the backcourt. I believe it was Draymond that wrestled down, rolled over, and then he immediately called timeout, which then prompted a technical foul because they were completely out of timeouts, and so they had to give the ball, and they lost possession, if I'm not mistaken. That's the rule. You lose possession and a technical. Mm-hmm. So, boom, Kawhi hits the technical. They get the ball back.
I saw a bunch of memes from people pretending they were Chris Webber, and he's just like, thank you, God. Thank you. Like he's not the only one. But I'd like to actually say that was a good move by Draymond.
You think so?
Yeah. Because let's think about this. No timeouts, right?
Okay.
0.9 seconds left. What could they do from the floor?
That's
true.
true.
I think they were really banking on, they're up by one. Technical is another point, and then missing one of the free throws so Steph could try to get a shot.
Yeah. Okay. I mean...
So
gotcha.
That's really dissecting it, though, but someone did bring it up, or it's actually not a bozo play if Kawhi misses the first free throw.
But it's Kawhi.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so he's
why.
Not gonna miss the free
that's
throw.
why people were... I heard people were just kind of like, dude, it's over already. Just let it go.
I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I was like, really? What are we doing here?
Yeah, but it was a nice ploy because, I mean, it gave them a shot, like you said. And that shot, like they put it side by side, that was the same shot Kyrie hit that they won. Mm-hmm. But instead, the Warriors lost the same result.
Yep.
Two different scenarios.
Yeah,
the same result.
That all came down to Steph missing that shot because they were down one only.
Yeah.
Then they would have went up by two. They probably would go to Game 7 if Steph hits that shot.
If Steph hits that shot for sure, they'd probably have gone. But you know what? Good shit. It was Marc Gasol, right? That just went out for it still, and
went out for what?
That defended him. Who was it that defended him in that last play? That kind of altered his shot a little bit.
Siakam, I think.
Was it Siakam?
Siakam and Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean,
because he did have to throw it from past half court.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, the person you want taking that shot is Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, because he's the most clutch 3-point shooter we've seen in the past 10 years since Ray Allen. And Ray Allen was the last one to hit that money shot against the Spurs, remember, in 2013. Like I saw.
I wouldn't say Steph is clutch, but he's a good shooter.
He's a great shooter, yeah.
And he has great range. Not necessarily that he's come in clutch, because again, he did miss the shot right before that. Mm-hmm. That would have came in clutch.
And over the past few days, I've been hearing a lot of sports talk radio where Keyshawn was pretty much saying, or not Keyshawn, it was like Travis Rogers and LZ were pretty much saying that Steph isn't clutch. That it's like Peyton Manning syndrome. When they get, or Clayton Kershaw, they get to the big game. Sometimes they'll put up decent numbers, but like when you really need them, they're not there.
Which I think brings into a really good point. I think Klay Thompson's clutch as fuck.
Oh hell yeah! They cannot let him go.
Yeah.
They can't, dude. He had 30 points by the third quarter. That guy fucking tore his ACL and still went back and did shot 2 free
did that
throws.
Look when they did it in slow motion,
Ooh, man, it just straight
it went
bent.
the other way.
It was like
I was a
a
little
90-degree
I was a little
angle.
upset that he ran back out.
Honestly, they didn't know.
Yeah,
Honestly, the place I was at, everyone was like, "Great, fucking Paul Pierce over here, fucking,
Yeah, he
getting
should've,
carried
like-
off the court."
he should have eased his way onto the court, so it actually looks like he's injured.
Well, no. What from what I heard, he went back out of his own volition because he wanted to still play. He thought that it felt fine enough
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that he
'cause
would have been able to play.
If he would have not taken the free throws because
would've
of the
been out.
injury, he's ineligible to return to the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this would have allowed them to go back, try to fix his knee, and then send him back out wrapped up
But
or
that didn't
something.
happen.
Because as far as they knew, maybe he just slightly strained it. That's why they thought
Hyperextended, probably.
hyperextended it. And
It looks like his entire shin looked like it popped out for like a split second and popped back in.
well, it ended up being he tore his
Yeah.
ACL unit.
In his knee. In
that
his
would
knee.
that would
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so he even ran back, and then I guess he was saying like, okay, how long can I get back? Because like I was reading something that as he ran out, he told Steve Kerr, "I'll be back in 2 minutes," and then when he was back there, he just like they said, "No, it's bad, it's worse. You tore something."
Clay's agent was back there too,
Along
and he's
with his
just,
dad,
He's
Michael
like,
Thompson.
"Dude, we're shutting you down." Like,
Yeah, they looked at him, and he's just like I guess he looked at Joe Lacob, and he's just like, "Is this going to affect my free agency?" Because he was a free agent too, and a lot of people because he's going to be out at least what you said 6 to 8 months,
6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months,
And
but that's
that's-
not also including rehab.
That's not including any full condition practicing. That's literally putting him in game 73, 72 in an 82 game season.
Or pretty much, they probably will just hold him for the playoffs at that point.
Which begs to, the question: can the Warriors make the playoffs with just Draymond and Steph as their number 1 and 2?
Because even if KD comes back, KD is going to miss the entire year next year.
Yeah,
like there's no doubt about it.
He would only be eligible
Yeah,
to
he
come.
fucked himself
He
up.
ruptured his Achilles. Like his Achilles is ruptured.
He has the Kobe injury.
He does. And did you see the video of when it actually
Yep.
ripped? That looked gross.
Flose.
Did you see the video
I haven't
after
seen
all?
it yet,
It pretty much you could see the tendon in his calf.
As soon as he
ruptured.
Yeah, as soon as he extended his foot to make the move, you see inside of his leg something snap real quick, and his
lift
leg
up.
fucking jiggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he legit
ruptured it.
Something
Ouch.
snapped off
Yeah.
or detached.
Yeah. So he had successful surgery this last Wednesday, and they're saying it's going to be 9 to 12 months. Most likely leaning towards the 12 months. It's really hard to come back from Achilles. I mean, granted some of the medical technology nowadays has allowed some players to successfully come back, but in basketball it's a little different.
Anyone who's had this type of injury never comes back the same player.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
Nope.
No, because look at
Yeah, look at Kobe.
They come back a shell of themselves.
Yeah.
So this is very concerning for the Warriors because they could find themselves in a nasty contract situation where they will not win games if both these guys have to re-injure themselves.
Yeah, dude.
Or aren't even as effective as they used to be.
Well, before we go into their whole contract situations and what this means for free agency and all of next year, because now the entire field is opened again.
Uh-huh.
There's no favorite now.
there's no
the Warriors'
favorite.
reign is finally over.
Done, yeah.
Most recently, the Lakers were considered the favorite right now at, I believe, 5-2 odds to win the NBA championship next year.
9-2 odds. Vegas puts them at 9-2.
I think they updated. I'll double check, but
They might have updated it, but as of yesterday, at least, the Lakers were the best chance of winning the finals next year. The Warriors were 12-1 odds yesterday.
yeah, the Warriors are still. I mean, you can't discount them. They've been there. So
It's true. However, this really comes in. I think this really makes free agency reevaluated from the players because they've just seen two players have devastating injuries, and it's okay, should I risk it for another year or two, or should I fucking get paid as much as I can?
Yeah, we'll go into that a little more, but I kind of want to highlight the good. And I mean, the Raptors, god damn, Kawhi is the best player in the NBA. You have to admit that. You have to. He showed that he is the best. And what the Raptors did as far as his load management, he missed, 20 games?
22.
22. He missed 22 games in the season, but that's only because the Raptors purposely kept him out as what they considered load
And their
management.
medical staff their coach, the owner, Kawhi, and his uncle, who's his agent, they all agreed to this. So they really were flexible for him.
I mean, look, it paid off because he was 100% healthy for the entire playoffs, and that's when you want them.
And
to
I think
be
the
healthy.
Raptors were 17-5 without Kawhi too.
Yeah, they were still good.
Yeah, they were still
a solid ass team. And Kyle Lowry finally stepped the fuck up, dude. Thank God. 26 points in the last game. I mean, he had 0 points in the first game of the playoffs. 0. Like, he's the only first player to just put up a goose egg in the playoffs.
First game of the finals, too.
Yeah, first game of the finals twice. Yeah, but you know what? He said he came back. He showed that he still has what it's got.
The only thing that really matters here is that Linsanity is back.
Linsanity won a championship. He busted a good old Adam Morrison, man. Just sat on the bench and got his championship.
That is the life I want for myself. Get paid while sitting on my ass.
I think some guy said the real winner of the NBA Finals is not Kawhi for the MVP, but it's Jeremy Lin for getting paid $700,000 to have courtside seats.
Oh yeah,
to the finals.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
the MVP right there.
They only came in, I think, game 3 at the last minute and a half.
Yeah,
you only played like a total of 20-something minutes in the entire finals.
No, I think the entire playoffs.
The entire playoffs. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he you know what? He did the bare minimum, man. That is what we call a success.
You know, I think that's the definition of an American, right?
Yeah.
Check this out, dude. Check this out. In 2013, Jeremy Lin posted like some type of short biography or biopic, pretty much saying his goals in the NBA, after Linsanity, was his goals in the NBA were, before he came in, were to get picked up by a team, to become a solid role player off the bench, to become a starter, and then someday win an NBA championship. So he forecasted his career, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's why he's the real winner at the end of the day.
Check and check.
Yeah, man.
So now that Toronto, the first international NBA champion, and that's crazy to think that they are. I mean, they're really the only international team at this point. So do you think that this would possibly open the door to expand to more international teams? No? You think he's just going to keep it in Canada?
Or at least the conversation will begin, but to actually implement something like that would probably be at least a decade away.
No,
I think it'll be sooner.
I don't think it's feasible at all.
Really?
Why is that?
Why?
Well, because it's already a collective of 32 guys sharing money to further diversify the pot. I don't think so.
Or what if you move, let's say...
Because don't forget...
Make the pot bigger then.
Sorry to cut you off, but don't forget, they did not greenlight a team for Seattle. They are only getting a team if one relocates. So the NBA is going to play hardball, the owners, and not bring in another team. I think it's going to be 32 for foreseeable future.
I think it's important that if you're going to have a regular season go down where there's already enough travel as it is, to maybe try to keep it as close together as possible. If you start going north or south or anything like that, it's going to make it a little difficult unless you're expanding and making the season longer for it to allow for that travel time.
Oh, hell no.
And
that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. In fact, they're actually talking about possibly shortening it. But if, let's say if they were to shorten the season even to 72 games, they would have to pay back whatever they got in the TV deal to ESPN, I believe. Any of their
because remember, Lakers
outlets, right?
and Clippers have separate deals of their own. So
so they would have to pay money back. They'd have to give up money.
One thing that would work, and it would take a long time because none of this really exists, at least not to the level that the NBA is. If they create another division to then compete with, that is its own thing at the regular season, but that would already have to exist, and the NBA would then have to absorb
another
it.
Division. What?
Yeah. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, for example, let's talk baseball. Like, they have a National League and they have an American League. You add another fucking league, and then
that's
everybody
way
competes
too
on
many.
That. I know, but that's the only way I can see an international situation working.
Which again will not happen because the NBA makes money because they all share profits.
Yeah.
Teams have their own budgets, and it's up to the owners, deep pockets to pay extra funds, stadium renovations, blah blah blah, try to recoup it through ticket sales.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Pretty
Yeah.
much is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
There's just too many hands in the pot, and you don't splash the
It'll
pot.
turn into FIFA.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And you've
Yeah.
seen how fucked up that is.
Yeah.
Like, but
It's pretty corrupt.
Like, that's one of the propositions I think. What the hell is his name? Adam Silver is trying to go. Instead of having it like a long drawn out season, have it tournament style. So once you get
throughout
to
the year, that would be dope.
Yeah, if you have it tournament style, like in FIFA, where you have different like I think that's what you're trying to get at, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm
Instead of the
saying.
divisions, it'll be leagues.
Because currently there's East and West, and within East and West, each has 3 divisions.
3 divisions. You have the Atlantic, the Central, Southeast,
Right.
the Northwest, Pacific, and Southwest. So if you just consider them individual leagues, because it's 5 teams in each. If you consider it in, at least separate leagues, then you can have separate tournaments.
That would
like
be dope to only have, it would pretty much shorten the regular season, but expand the playoff pool
Yes.
a little bit. I would be all for that.
I would be for that too, because then you would have another form of bracketology, like with March Madness, which would be sick. And I think that's something that they should explore. From what my understanding, Adam Silver is going to be proposing this at some point. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe not till like 2024 or 26.
It would be a ways away.
They would really have to show that it's not. They don't have to give up as much money. That they'll still be able to, gain more revenue. Which I think it still works out. But ticket prices would probably have to go up. Let's just be real here.
Yeah.
Instead of paying $1,000 for a regular Lakers ticket, you're going to pay $2,000.
Well, dude, the Warriors are trying to pretty much charge Laker prices to see their games.
Yeah, they have seat licenses and stuff. Dude, they created a dynasty. They can do it. I think Miami did something like that.
I wouldn't call this a dynasty.
You wouldn't call us a 5 straight?
I would call this a great run.
No,
Get the fuck outta
dude.
here.
Once you hit
It's a
5
dynasty.
years, that's a dynasty. That's dynastic. That is.
You know what the definition of a dynasty is?
Explain.
10-year run.
A 10-year run.
Not a 10-year run, but a dynasty time-wise is about 10 years. Like the last real dynasty there was
That's
the
an
Lakers
era.
dynasty.
That's an era,
Yeah, it's an era, dude.
not a dynasty, dude. An era is 10 years.
I would still call it a really good run. It's not a dynasty.
Okay.
All right.
Look this up.
That's what everyone's labeling it. But yeah, Josie,
fuck
you
everyone then.
You clearly look it up. But hey, hats off again. Hats off to Drake. You know what, man? You
It
did
seems that Josh and the Foo are right. A dynasty is a term or individual that dominates their sport or league for an extended length of time.
So no specific time period.
So yes and yes. Now go fuck yourselves.
Wow.
All right.
Agree.
There it is.
Agree to disagree.
There it is, motherfucker. I only say that because it's not like the Warriors were constantly making the conference finals and they finally broke through. It was like, oh shit, the Warriors are in the finals this year for 5 years. That's the only reason why it's.
But everybody's expecting it. It's a dynasty,
Yeah.
But
dude. Like
no,
they're
a
the ones to beat.
Okay, let me say this: a dynasty
Over and over again.
A dynasty was the Bulls, but because
And how long was the Bulls? How long were the Bulls?
Wait, well, let me play my point out.
Okay.
You remember my point, right? It's not like the Warriors were constantly in the conference finals, like year after year, trying to make it
Prior
break through.
to that?
Prior to this
'Cause they just
5-year,
hit it.
prior to this 5-year run, they weren't making past the second round at all. However, the Bulls were making the conference finals every fucking year for the previous 3 years to their championship run. They were just getting beat by the Pistons.
But the dynasty, again, they're dominating the league for 5 years, not just your conference. I understand what you're trying to say. The Bulls dominated their conference
Thought I
for more
diffused
than
this
5
already.
years. Yeah, I mean, he just pretty much said it. It's still, we're not wrong. You can use the term loosely. There is no set definition for the amount of years you can consider
We'll keep
a
you
dynasty.
as a little tighter then.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you.
Just kidding.
Christ.
You
Just kidding, but it's not a dynasty.
It is a dynasty. Oh, my
No, it's
fucking
not.
God.
Just ignore it.
I can't. He's so
I can have 5 more minutes of
infuriating.
this.
He's so infuriating.
Not a dynasty.
Fuck you.
Fuck you! I'm gonna turn off your mic.
Hashtag,
Turn it off.
Hashtag,
Turn it off.
Hashtag Foobar show.
See?
Hashtag not a dynasty.
Oh, the Foo and his Fooisms. You bastard. Anyway, let's just move on to free agency then.
Shut up, fool!
Yeah, yes, thank you, Mr. T.
Finally, a new dynasty.
Oh my God!
In your face. All right. So real quickly, I'd like to go through very quickly some of the bigger names.
Okay.
Al Horford. Does he stay with the Celtics?
Well, Kyrie is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
There is no doubt about that he is leaving. Al Horford is set to make what, 19 million?
No, he was making
that?
$30 million a year.
Oh, and it's a player option, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, I think so.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing then. Do you think that Al Horford draws?
Or actually, no. I think he is a free agent.
Oh, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think he'll stay for the amount of money. For that amount of money, depends on what they pay him. What other team we could use a center? Do you think the Lakers would go after him?
I don't want to pay close to over 25 mil for him.
Exactly, and that's the type of money he's going to be drawing. But if they lose Kyrie, I could possibly see them doing that if they don't trade for Anthony Davis.
Right. I think if they can get Davis, he walks probably to Charlotte, or sorry, not Charlotte. Probably to Washington.
What about the Knicks? The Knicks will have a spot.
I think it's a bad move for the Knicks, but they probably need someone.
The Knicks will probably do it. Well, what if, let's say, you get Al Horford and Kemba Walker, another player that's going to be on the free agent market?
Well, they won't have enough money for them both.
They have money for 3 max.
Who?
The Knicks. They have
the Knicks. Oh, I thought you meant Charlotte.
No, the Knicks. Not Charlotte. Charlotte's going to have a tough time in free agency because if they do pay Kemba Walker close to what he is due, which I don't think they will. I think they're going to shortchange him, which he said he'll take less.
We'll get to Kemba Walker. Let's talk about Al Horford.
Yeah, but the Knicks, I think the Knicks could be a possible destination, especially if they strike out on KD, Kyrie, and they're obviously not in Anthony
I could say that
Davis.
he'd probably go to the Nets.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
That'd be a good signing
because
I can't see the Nets getting Kyrie and another megastar. So
even though they have the
he'll
money.
have options too. He's 32 now.
Okay, so we'll
And
see
then-
what happens with Horford, but what's next?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay.
Chris Middleton.
Ooh, I do not think the Bucks will let him go.
Well, he has a player option.
Oh, so is
for
he
13 mil, and he's going to command close to 20.
So he's going to decline it just so he can negotiate a higher contract.
I would say this is his chance to get paid a lot more by another team.
Yeah, it is.
Like I could see the Lakers offering him 20 mil a year.
I could see
for 2 to 3 years.
I could see that, but then I can also see the Bucks matching because they don't want to break up Middleton and Giannis. Like the combination between the two is just too good. Like, and if Giannis can just get that goddamn jump shot going, and then those two guys, they'll make a run for it in the finals next year. So I see his best options would be us, the Lakers, or the Bucks. But I think ultimately the Bucks will win out. I think the Lakers will lose out on that.
Hopefully, it's a dark horse for the Lakers.
Hopefully. I mean, they'd have to put up some money. But
yeah, Kemba Walker, does he sign the Supermax with Charlotte or does he walk?
He walks. And if he stays,
I think he should walk too because he's really going to pigeonhole himself.
And that's his name too.
What?
Pigeon?
Walker.
God damn.
That's why he's going to walk.
Really? Pigeon.
You never know, dude. There's a guy.
I don't know where your mind's at, man.
That's his name.
Food, there was a guy that.
Pigeon.
Listen, buddy.
Okay.
It's a common mistake.
There was once upon a time. There's a guy with the last name of Bull, so you can shut up.
There's a guy with the name Bull.
There you go.
Okay.
Two bulls. Food. He prefers two.
He prefers
slightly
two,
worse
man.
than Chris Christopherson.
No, that's fucking lazy. Don't even get me started on lazy names. So Kemba Walker, I see him walking.
I can see him walking. Jimmy Butler.
Damn. You know what? I think he may come to Lakers. If we don't get AD, I think we're going to get him.
He can opt in for 19.8 mil.
He opted out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, he opted out.
But yeah, he's definitely going to get paid at least 25.
And
24.
I heard the Sixers are going to be offering him the Supermax because he deserves it. I mean, he 5 years, $210 million, if I'm not mistaken. The Lakers at most can only offer him 1 year, 195, or 4 years, 195.
Yes, no.
4 years.
4 years, 140, 150.
No, it's more than that because he had the All NBA team. So he'd get the super max. He'd get the max, not the super max. The super max is that extra 1 year.
Actually, no. I think he can only get 160 max. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look more into
because
that
the super max guys are the guys making 40 mil. That means 4 years is the maximum contract. 160 is the max. So I think it's 150 or 140. But that's if he leaves another team. That's if he leaves for another team. Sorry.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, I think he's just going to resign. His dad said he's going to just go back to the Warriors. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know who would want to pay him $30 million a year just to sit on the bench.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, and it's been more beneficial for him just to stay so he can heal. I mean, and I heard he wanted to be a Warrior for life.
Yeah, he wants to stay.
He wants to make his own legacy, and you know what? I mean, who can stop him? He's fucking a great player. He's better than his dad.
Yep.
He's way better than his dad.
Oh, yeah.
And his dad was badass, but he couldn't shoot.
He's a power forward or center, whatever.
He was a power forward / center, I think.
Next up is a surprising free agency. Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, he's going to stay in Dallas. I think they're not going to let him walk. I think he's a restricted free agent, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he's still going to miss a portion of the season too.
Yeah, and then there's still that sexual assault allegations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so
it's a dicey situation. So I don't think he will leave. Like, you know, I think
Cubes is cool putting up with it.
Yeah, and they got Luka Doncic, which God fucking damn, that kid is going to be badass. You know, the more he plays, he was just a rookie and he put up, triple doubles like nothing. He was a better version of Ben Simmons because he can actually shoot. I mean,
he has range.
This kid, he played in like the Euro leagues since he was 15, 16. So this guy was playing with fucking grown ass men when he was a teenager, and so he's only 19. He's fucking blowing up. He's blowing up the league. So I think the pairing of him and the Mavericks won't let go of the pairing of those two, Porzingis and Doncic.
Well, yeah, we're just talking about Porzingis.
Yeah.
Next is Karl Anthony Towns. He does have the player option, but also he could. I think Minnesota could outright just extend him right now.
Yeah,
which is probably what's going to happen. I think he's going to just resign.
I think so too. I mean, Minnesota can't lose on him. He's their biggest draw right now.
Yeah.
So
and he's a good player. He's top 15 in the league. So
yeah. So
especially for his age group. Mm-hmm. Here are the big fishies here: Kawhi and KD.
Oh, all right. So let's start with Kawhi. I've been hearing a lot from like Brian Windhorst and stuff, and a lot of ESPN insiders that the only two options out there are the Raptors and the Clippers. So the Raptors, he just bought a house there, but though he doesn't feel necessarily mean he'll stay there. But again, who buys a house in fucking Toronto?
Well, he could make money off of it.
Yeah, he can too. He can.
He's smart.
He is. He's a smart guy, and so again, yeah, that's one possibility, and then they can run it back. But I think that hinges on what happens with Masai Ujiri, the GM of the Raptors, because he may be poached by another NBA team, the Wizards.
And then the Wizards are offering him $10 million a year.
Yeah,
which is fucking hefty.
And control of basketball operations. So
and partial ownership.
And partial ownership. So
that's too sweet to pass up.
It is. So I think if he leaves, then Kawhi obviously won't feel any obligation to stay, because I think he'll only stay if Ujiri's there. So then, if that's the case, a lot of people are saying, why not the Lakers? I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
I just don't. He's just that guy. I feel like, Grant, I think he could play with anybody, but I don't think he wants to play with LeBron. He sees LeBron as a competitor, not as an equal. Right. The same way like KD obviously sees LeBron. So he's from Riverside, so he's a SoCal kid. I think that would be the Clippers because the Clippers actually have a pretty goddamn good organization, and to my chagrin,
they're making the right moves.
They are, and they got a billionaire owner that's trying to give them a new facility. You know, they have a great front office. They don't have a dumpster fire of a front office like the Lakers.
Yeah, and it would be nice for them to have their own venue if they want to legitimize themselves away from the Lakers.
The problem with that though is that they're on a lease right now with the Lakers and the Kings, and the Lakers won't let them cut out of their lease early. And also, they wanted it to do their own stadium, I believe, in Inglewood. Like around that area where the new Rams stadium is going to be. Yeah. And
I mean, they got the Forum right there.
Yeah,
but that's old.
There was emails going back earlier in the year between Jeannie Buss and James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, about them trying to block Steve Ballmer from owning or making a new stadium.
We covered this. Yeah,
we covered this on a past episode where Dolan owns the Forum and you know he doesn't want any more competitors. So, but I think that they have a good chance of getting Kawhi. That'd be their only big draw, though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. They won't be able to get anyone else. I think KD's going to stay with the Warriors.
I think KD's leaving.
You think so? Still?
Yeah.
I know some teams are still willing to pay him the max, and I mean they'll probably tell him, look, whatever you need. If you need a rehab in LA, like I heard people on the radio saying, the team should tell them, if you need a rehab in LA or somewhere else, fine, we'll set you up with the best people, we'll pay for it, we'll do it all, just get better, but just sign the 4-year deal.
Right.
He could do it, but honestly, I think that he will come back because both him and Klay got hurt, and those guys do have some type of brotherly bond, even though there's a lot of talk of him being flaky, this and that. I think he's going to want to run it back. I think he's going to want revenge.
No, I think he's gone.
You think
I think he's gone to New York.
Why do you think so? What?
It's because Kevin Durant is immature. He's not buying into this whole story where he jumped on the bandwagon and blah blah blah. And the Warriors created a lot of tension, and even the players, they were just like, "Hey, is it the management or why isn't KD playing?" I heard the players had a meeting too, where they were like, "Dude, can you let us know when you're coming back during the finals?" So,
well, a lot of that was from what I heard. It was a lot of the Warriors and the training staff that said no. They kept saying no, he's not coming back.
Yeah,
they told KD you're not coming back, but they were still trying. They were playing the rest of the league or playing the other team, saying, "Oh, he may come back." Because if you tell the other team a player might come back, they got a game plan. That's more game planning they got to do. Even though they know that he's not coming back. It's you're playing chicken a little bit. You're bluffing, and I think that's what the Warriors were ultimately doing. Because I heard a lot that before this injury happened. They did tell KD, no, it's, you won't get hurt. You look fine. He was jumping up around. He looked fine. They practiced, and then it just happened. I think this was just a freak accident. I mean, obviously it stemmed from the calf injury. Don't get me wrong. I think it did stem from that, but I think no one really anticipated the Achilles to fully rupture. I think that itself, that's why I think, who was it? Bob Myers. He was crying on TV when they were talking about it because he just felt guilty. Like, shit, why did we put him back out there?
So that's what I'm saying, dude. That was their bad.
But they're owning up to it. They are. They know.
Well, that doesn't change the fact that they allowed it.
No, but they may change they have to, if they want to keep him, they're going to have to change their stance.
I mean, of course, they have to.
But I think he's going to stay, man. I think he will because I see a lot of, the connection with him and the players, and then if anything, these finals prove that they need him to win. The Warriors need him to win. They do.
Well, they needed him to win off this last.
Yeah.
Since he joined the team, yeah.
Yeah, they did. So he needs to be on the team for the Warriors to be legit. So I think he'll stay. But hey, who fucking knows? I mean, we all thought he was going to stay in Oklahoma. No one saw the Warriors coming in. Yeah, but I think these finals kind of changed him. Dude, he got humbled real fucking quick.
Yeah, he did.
He only played 10 minutes, and he just was done. I think this humbled him a little bit. You know,
Well, it all started when they took a jab at him at the ESPYs.
Yeah, he was not happy about that too. I saw that.
That's why he's such a bitch, dude.
And he got all mad.
Yeah, he's such a punk, dude. That's why
I think you're just hateful of KD, man. You
I'm not hateful, but like, yeah, you're a
fucking
bit.
Manning just let him have it while he was doing the hosting at the ESPYs.
I was watching.
I was like, oh shit.
Going on another tangent. I was watching a video of Drake's, hosting the NBA awards. Dude, he just was fucking roasting Draymond Green.
Oh,
He's like, Draymond Green, he last year he got suspended for kicking a guy in the groin. Well, you know what? I'm glad to see that he's moving on and having his own podcast now instead of kicking groins.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one, Drake.
Drake's the funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What else you got there, man?
That's it for the free agents, really. That would make the biggest impact.
Well, you didn't touch on Kyrie. You missed on Kyrie. Like, so
he's not important.
You don't think he's important,
Nope.
Kyrie?
No.
Okay, explain this.
Wait. Shit! I did miss him. He's on my list.
Yeah.
Sadi.
No. Hold on. Let's go. Let's dive deep into this.
Well, because I had my list here.
No. Why don't you think?
So
Kyrie's
on my
important?
list here. I did skip him over. My bad.
Okay.
I should have talked about him before. Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, I think he's going to sign with either the Knicks or the Nets.
You think that?
I hope so.
Okay. Cool.
Well, he's not going back to Boston for sure.
No, he declined his player option.
Yeah, and he fired his agent.
What happened with that?
I don't know.
He signed with.
I thought I just said it.
He signed with Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's.
Well,
officially
officially has not signed.
No, but he's going to, from what all reports are indicating.
All implications lead to that, but then but he hasn't officially done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably will, which means that there is a chance him and KD could play together if he does go to the Knicks.
He's not going to the Knicks. Rock Nation's,
and that's the thing.
If he
I think he's going to go to the Nets.
He's going to go to the Nets because he's from the area. If he signs with Rock Nation, that should be an indication that he's going to sign with the Nets. I mean, Jay-Z is part owner of the Nets.
No, that's KD.
Jay-Z owns Rock Nation.
No, that's a sports agency for KD.
No, Rock Nation is Jay-Z's sports agency. Look it up. KD's is something different.
What's KD's?
I'm not sure, but it's not Rock Nation.
Damn it, I thought it was.
No, KD's is something else. I'll have to look that up. But no, Jay-Z is Rock Nation. That's where Robinson Cano signed up with him. He was one of the first players to sign up with that agency. I don't know where you got. Yo, what'd you find, man? You finding it? You looking it up?
Well, it looks like I have to, since every time anyone else needs to find anything, it's unsolvable.
Well,
I'm
you're
not
always
finding a name. I'm not finding a name for it yet. I think it's just oh wait, Kevin Durant also is tied to Rock Nation.
Boom.
Hold on.
I was almost right.
Yeah. So, Rock Nation Sports is the sports management division of Rock Nation. Rock Nation Sports was founded by Sean Jay-Z Carter in spring of 2013 in partnership with Creative Artists Agency.
First rapper billionaire, by the way. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
First rapper billionaire. Yeah.
Billionaire. Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, wasn't Dr. Dre?
He just came under because of taxes.
Oh, the man
fucked
took
him,
down
dude.
Dre.
Yeah.
Man's
He
always
was
coming
very
after
close.
NWA.
Foo, it wasn't Dre Day.
It
wasn't.
It wasn't.
I mean, you almost forgot about him.
Yeah,
Anyways, I think the overall point I was trying to get to was that there's a connection between KD and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I damn it. The more I think of it, he's probably going to resign with the fucking Warriors, dude.
Yeah, it's just
But you know what? I think it might be on a 1 or 2 year deal only, because I know he does want to do his own thing eventually.
Okay.
And he's not going to play the fucking LeBron route or wait till he's 34, 35 to do it.
But is that wise though to leave that much money off the table, especially after just rupturing your Achilles? I don't think he will.
I think you just hit on it though. He's built such camaraderie in Golden State. He kind of wants to not hamper them because him signing this huge deal would hamper them.
It would be an interesting negotiation. I think the Warriors should still make that offer in good faith,
And they will.
which I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe KD will tell him like, hold the phone, dial it back a little. Let's make it 2 years, one player option, but make it a max.
Because remember, if they do that, that means they have to pay Draymond next year because he's a free agent next year.
Yeah.
And they already cannot bring DeMarcus Cousins back for anything more than $6.4 million. So that means they can't bring anyone for over $6.4 million.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to handcuff themselves, trying to do one of these dynasty fucking runs again.
I mean, we've already seen how short-handed they were these last playoffs. They're just going to really handcuff, like you said, they're going to handcuff themselves, and they're going to have to go with a lot of mid-level exceptions or veteran exceptions, where it's like have to pay these guys.
You have to underpay fucking players who are probably going to make the difference.
Yeah.
So that's why I think KD might be like, nah, you guys should get more reinforcements. Like, plus he wants to make a legacy move. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think his legacy move is Golden State. Because right now it's Klay and Steph's fucking legacy there.
It is, but I think he'll at least do it. I think you're right in the fact that he'll do a 2-1, like 2 year, 1 year player option, where he'll give that way it gives him a full year to recover. He'll come back if he wins with the Warriors again. When he comes back in that second year,
Then he'll probably be like, cool.
Then he'll be like, then he'll be cool. He's like, okay, now I'll hit free agency again. But that's saying that he comes back the same. That's assuming he comes back the way he was playing before. And again, that's a huge assumption with the way he got hurt.
Right.
So, I mean, fuck. We'll see.
He won't be able to contribute to the ongoing dynasty
that is the Warriors.
Foo.
Of course.
Dickhead.
Yeah, fool. Why didn't you say they weren't one?
Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
God, I want to
shut up right now.
You're a piece of work, man. Real piece of work.
But yeah, that's KD's agency pretty much.
Shut your goddamn mouth!
Fuck you. Oh my god. All right, let's move on to, since we're on that, another D, let's go on to AD. AD and the Lakers trade rumors. I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
I think the Pelicans are playing hardball again, and we will have to give everything we can, which I mean, I kind of okay with it as long as we can get AD, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, he does want to come here in New York, so now it's just like, okay, do we want to do another Paul George situation?
Yeah, and the Foo's alluding to the fact that right now the Lakers offered Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and our 4th overall pick in this upcoming NBA draft.
Who did you say?
Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball.
Also, Josh Hart. They threw in Josh Hart.
Oh, they threw in Josh Hart too. So that was the Lakers, and the Lakers are holding the line on Noah Kuzma. But according to the Pelicans, they want Kuzma. Like that is the deal breaker. They want them to throw in Kuzma as well as, I believe, future first round. Because what they want to do is they want to be able to flip that number 4 pick with another team, like do a 3-team deal, and possibly get a all-star to join the Pelicans.
They pretty much want to have the pick, either pick the number 4 pick picked by the Pelicans or traded away right before to another team. So
yeah, they want a young star, an all-star, and a future star. Those were the 3 conditions that the Pelicans wanted, which, I mean, they have every right to. It's Anthony Davis, the top 5 player in the league. But the Lakers, they're not giving up ground. They're not letting up ground at all. Like, they're saying no Kuzma. But on the other side, the dark side, the Celtics are competing with the Lakers. And it always comes down to the Celtics and the Lakers, man. It always comes back to this stupid fucking rivalry.
And the Celtics would do something like that to be like, hey, we can totally fuck up the Lakers by getting AD and still have AD and compete in the East and like not, still delay the Lakers from getting him again.
Yeah, like it's going to be
totally
like,
something Danny Ainge would be willing
yeah,
to do.
because I heard Danny Ainge is fine. He's like, AD is showing all indications that he's going to be testing free agency and most likely sign with the Lakers. And from what I heard, Danny Ainge is like, that's fine. He still's got to play with us for 1 year.
Yeah.
So if he wants to leave, he can leave.
Unless he pulls the Kawhi move.
What?
Like asking to stay off on injury.
Yeah, unless he does something like that, which
that would be a bad move.
That would be a very bad move. That's more of like the Dwight Howard move, isn't it? Didn't Dwight Howard do something similar in Orlando?
I don't know.
Well, it was that was a different situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this, I mean, Rich Paul, his agent, came out and there was like a article in Sports Illustrated. You guys can find it on Sports Illustrated, where he pretty much said, he's like, look, we're business. We're all about doing business. Mm-hmm. So if you trade for us, that's fine. He's like, but everyone, I want you all to know it's only a 1 year rental, no matter what. Like, don't expect us to try and stay. Like, we're going to test free agency and we'll see what we get. Mm-hmm. And so the only drawback is that the Lakers gave them the offer and now the Pelicans are just kind of holding on to it, expecting or waiting for the Celtics to come back with something better.
So it's going to be between the Celtics and the Lakers to pull the trade off right
and
now.
I think the Celtics pull this deal off if they offer Jason Tatum, which I heard they're not doing right now. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, the Celtics are hesitant about giving up all of their young players because they lose, let's say they lose all these young players for a 1 year rental. Mm-hmm. They're already losing Kyrie Irving. What happens after Anthony Davis leaves? It's like, okay, now they're pretty much in shambles. They're not going to have picks. And they're not going to have young players to kind of continue to grow. So I heard that's one reason why the Celtics are hesitant about just throwing the farm at them. Mm-hmm. So it's a little game of cat and mouse right now. I don't think a deal will get done until before the draft, and I don't think the Lakers will do it. I think Rob Pelinka is going to fuck shit up. He's going to be an idiot and not throw in Kuzma to get this. And we need to get this. The field is open in the West. Like
if we get AD, I think we can take the West.
I think we can take the West because they have enough money to sign some great role players. So, dude, if we got to give up the young guys, so be it. We'll get some. We'll roll with AD after that, and then we'll get picks at a later time. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, you cannot ruin.
We shouldn't squander this opportunity.
No, it's a huge opportunity to have LeBron and Anthony Davis. Don't fuck this up, Lakers, man. You've put it through the ringers for so long. Just do it already.
You can turn around this terrible summer by getting this trade right.
Yes.
They can totally turn around everything and course correct by getting this trade done.
Yeah, but I think it won't because Rob Pelinka is just too much of an arrogant bastard. And I was reading an article today that it's Rob's overconfidence that's kind of hindering any deals being done at this moment because I guess from what teams report, he comes off as pompous, like he's overly confident when he's dealing with them. So a lot of the people are just like, dude, fuck you. Yeah. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? So again, it remains to be seen. We'll see if we're happy at the next episode. You know why?
Yes.
You know why?
I'm calling it right now. Tuesday trade.
Wow. Don't you ruin it.
By the time this podcast comes out, there might be a trade.
Oh,
Dang.
my God.
Look for updates on the page, I guess.
Just constantly look for updates, people. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? Let's veer off from NBA. I think we've spent a good amount of time doing that. Let's talk about some baseball. Dodgers.
God damn, this is going to be a long episode.
Let's just, quick. Let's just do this real quick. Dodgers are doing fucking great. First in the NL, 47-23. We lost Seager for almost 4 weeks, I believe.
He's going to be on the injured list.
Yeah, not the DL anymore now. It's the IL. The IL, because you can't have
people
disabled.
took exception to that, fool.
Yeah, they don't like the
they don't like calling the players disabled when they're not disabled.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe we'll just go into Dodgers a little bit more on the next episode. I just kind of want to bring up that they're doing fucking fantastic. And
the return of Ohtani went 4 for 4.
Yeah,
he hit for the cycle.
God damn it! But he won't be pitching till next year.
He will not be
right?
pitching.
Only hitting.
You Darvish. They're playing Chicago right now.
You who?
The Dodgers and the Cubs.
No, who?
You.
Who?
Darvish.
You?
Darvish.
You.
Oh.
Why are we doing this bit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
A bunch of people were talking shit about you, and then a lot of.
Why are they talking shit about me, man? That's not cool.
For fuck's sake.
They're talking a lot of shit about Darvish.
There you go.
And a lot of Dodger players came out to defend him.
Shut up.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And that's it for the Dodgers.
And lastly, the St. Louis Blues beat the Boston Bruins, came back 3-1. to fucking beat them in the Stanley Cup Finals.
St. Louis wins, fool.
St. Louis wins. First ever.
So now they're finally recovered from the Rams leaving.
There you go. See? You're welcome.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, America.
You're back into a
We
hockey
let you
town.
have this one, St. Louis.
Everyone needs a win.
Yeah.
This is the new America. Get consolation prizes.
How pissed off would I be if I lived in St. Louis right now, though? Man, it's so fucking humid. This time of year.
Just in general, right?
Yeah.
Not sports wise.
Yeah. Just in general.
But the ribs, foo. The ribs.
Yeah, it's almost worth it. Almost.
Almost.
It makes smoking their meats better, though.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
They know how to smoke
All the
their meat.
moisture in the air.
They know how to smoke their meat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I will leave you off with smoking your meats. Remember to follow us again on FoobarShow.com.
Don't forget to smoke your meat.
Don't forget to smoke your meats. Foobity doobity.